Hey, hey. Well, we're not going to wait at all. We're just going to spit the truth on this one and ask you, young brothers and sisters, stop making such a fool of yourself. Let me turn this Wi Fi on. We're not going to make this one long. Not going to make this one long. The topic is, did TY Music snitch on himself concerning the Chico Juan shooting? Now, one more time, did TY Music snitch on himself concerning the Chico Juan shooting? What's up, BTK Killer and Obadiah? Peace to you guys, man. Glad to see y'all in here. And y'all notice this ain't my forte, dealing with hip hop. But in a day where our young brothers are dying so foolishly, and this story is definitely one of foolishness, and a young brother, losing his life over something ignorant, and another brother throwing his life away over something more ignorant. And this damn internet that causes these young men to just over and over and over snitch on themselves, tell on themselves, and then ruin your own life. Not to mention the lives that you ruin, through your street actions. So let's just discuss it real quick. And I want to point out something for y'all because, again, I'm sick of seeing young brothers do this to themselves. And I'm pretty sure y'all going to see this later on. You're going to hear this later on. Probably sometime in this case. Ain't nobody really saying it right now. But I'm just listening to TY Music's confession. Okay. I say snitching on yourself. And I say the brother that told you to hush and don't talk about that shit ever again was very right. Because, there's a certain time for when you need to speak about some criminal shit to help somebody. But sometimes, man, some of that shit you need to just hush about and never tell nobody. Night Train said I had to leave earlier, but I'm with you now. Brother Michael, peace to you, Night Train. Thank you, man. Appreciate you coming in here. Yes, sir. Yeah, I just wanted to visit this topic just for the young brothers and sisters, man, that's looking at this thing. Now, I'm not a cop. I'm in no way a officer of the law, but I do know a thing or two about firearms, and I do know a thing or two about ballistics, and I do know a thing or two about guns going off inside of building structures and what happens. Total panic for people that's not used to that. But also, I do know a thing or two about not incriminating yourself, especially when it's unnecessary and when people are advising you to shut the fuck up. Excuse my language. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We heard, or you all heard, or you're going to hear from this brother that put this testimony out on himself, that he should have went back and took all of those videos down, but it's too late. Once the shit gets out there on the internet now, you might as well just leave it. You know what I mean? Because people going to snatch it and it's going to be in 10, 20 other places. But the brother's testimony, his own confession about that night in question, here it is. The brother says he comes to the particular place where Chico was. He comes in. They're smoking weed. They're rolling up blunts. He leaves, go get some blunts, come back from the store, talks about his music with the brothers in the room, and discusses his music with Chico Juan. And all of a sudden, the brother says, here's how the events took a turn. Chico Juan, I believe he says, starts filming him. Or somebody else started filming him, and Chico Juan took the phone, put the phone in his pocket, right? This is all side information that a person that's actually over embellishing, they don't tell all of this shit. They just get to the chase. So the brother takes the phone, puts the phone in his pocket, and hollers out, bad voodoo in the room. All right? I believe in the spirit world, and I believe that there is a dark force that causes things to happen. Whether that was at play or not, here's the brother's testimony. Again, confession. He said the brother stands up, hollers, bad voodoo in the room, and shoots his own brother twice and then turns the gun on him and shoots him 4 times. Now, again, what we know about ballistics, yes, most 380s only shoot 6 times. And the 380 is not a good weapon to be having as an EDC, an everyday carry. It's not. It's just not. It's not. Jesus, come on, y'all. What are you doing? But this overrated Saturday night special fired pow, 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 pow. Right? 6 times. 2 in the brother, 4 in TY. TY said, and here it is, drum roll, ladies and gentlemen. God damn it, drum roll. He said that Chico Juan shot the end of the bullet, shot the last bullet out the magazine. He said he got a 380 on him and he knows that they shoot 6 times. He said Chico was standing over. He knew the gun was empty. My question is, at that point, when you know the gun is empty, in the court of law, you're not justified at shooting this particular person. You just said you had prior knowledge of the 380's capacity for the magazine capacity, 6 shots. And you said there was no more bullets left. And then you said you shot this man several times, even as he was trying to flee out the door. You said you shot him after you knew he was out of bullets with the same type of weapon. Now, I know some of y'all ain't intelligent enough to look at that and see the truth in it just at the outset, what I just said. But when you're in the court of law, or when investigators and detectives hear those types of things after the fact or even during, creates question. Again, are you able to shoot someone after they've run out of bullets and they're fleeing out of the room? Legally, in most states, you can't. I don't know the rules or the laws in that particular state where the shooting happened, but in most states, you can't. Hey, Showtime, peace to you, family. In most states, you can't shoot a fleeing victim, whether he was a death threat to you or not. I said, this brother confessed that he ran out of bullets. And the brother TY said he played dead. He played dead until he realized that he was out of bullets. This is why the young man told you to hush, told him to shut up, stop saying it, stop talking about it again. Because any real criminal, any real person that's ever used a weapon, you understand that there's a threshold of sanity. And it's really terrifying when somebody's shooting in a structure. I don't know if y'all ever endured that, but I want you to think about this. One door to a room, and you got 5 or 6 people in a room, and one person is letting loose with a gun, and you can't hear, you can't think. Where do you go? Most people jumping on top of the couch. Most people jumping behind chairs and shit. And I want to say to you, each of you that are listening to this, listen to me. Let's not be no fucking fool. Number one, there's certain things that ought not be done by young men. What are one of the main things? Sitting up in a house in a room with nothing but other young men and y'all getting high and drunk and other shit. That should be a no-no. That's something I stopped doing way back before I left the streets when I was about 17. Even smoking weed back then. I didn't smoke weed with other people. Smoke your weed by yourself. Why? Because you don't know what this nigga here is on, and you don't know what this nigga's about to do. And especially in a day like this, where everybody's on everything, why would you take yourself to a trap, shut the door, and get high with people you don't know? That's a problem. Another problem is our young black men. Every one of you niggas need to stop thinking you're gonna be a rapper and make it. There are millions of you that are wasting your life, your time, your future, your gifts and talents, thinking you're gonna be a rapper. Now, of course, some of y'all gonna make it. And of course, some of y'all gonna make it just far enough to make you abort your purpose in the other things in your life that you could have been great at. So you're gonna waste enough time doing your hip hop, making a few nickels, and then abort the fact that you could have went to school, you could have went and done anything else with your life other than sitting up making $40 a week, pumping yourself on Instagram and YouTube, trying to get a viral video, trying to look like the next man, trying to walk like, talk like, be like the next man. Come on, young men, even you young women, what is your life worth that you would make your life a carbon copy of the next man on purpose? Again, to abort your unique purpose. Another point, all of you young men that, again, are on social media, learn when to shut up. One more time, all of you young men that like to drag your lives onto social media without a proper and righteous purpose, learn when to shut up. We have a brother in the conscious community that's learning that lesson right now. And although he's having a hell of a time learning it, he's learning there's certain things you ought not say out of your mouth. You ought not say those things. And there's certain levels to this shit that you ought not touch. Here's another. And I want y'all to take this. And if you got a young man or young woman that needs to hear these type things, come on, just give it to them. Let them see. The Bible says to cry loud, spare not, declare unto my people their sins, and to Israel their transgressions, and all of the foolishness that people do. Put them in the mirror. Stop saying, oh, damn, another one gone. Fuck, damn, bland, damn, homie. Damn, bro. No. When are you niggas gonna start talking to each other? And when are you older brothers and sisters gonna stop with the fear and go to these young people and tell them, listen, I know what you're going through and I know what you want to become, but your route that you're taking is gonna make sure that you don't be successful. You're gonna lose your life, you're gonna lose your freedom, you're gonna lose your money and your mind and possibly your family. Why not tell the generation that? Have we gotten scared? I talked about this last year, I think, and I talked about it as relates to Chicago and my prayer that I did for months concerning Chicago. And I believe the Lord heard me. There's still murders going on in Chicago at an awesome rate, but it calmed down for a good while. And I believe the Most High heard not only me, but thousands of you all. Works is dead. If you're hiding in your closet from the flying bullets over your head and you're praying and you won't go out and tell none of these young niggas in person or on the internet, if you won't go tell them the truth and put them in front of the mirror, you're doing a disservice to not only God, yourself, but to the people. Yep. Night Train says some of them young folk ain't trying to hear you, man. That's the truth. But watch this, Night Train. If every one of us, older brothers and sisters, have the same message on our lips, you know what? They gonna have to hear us, whether they want to hear us or not. Because the grave don't listen to nobody. That's what I tell these young brothers. You think the grave gonna let you out when you're knocking on that motherfucker? In your sick mind, in your imagination, you thinking death may let you out? you under 6 feet under, knocking on the casket top. It's black as a motherfucker in there, and you sipping air. Some of these niggas think they're gonna live into the grave. past the morgue after the coroner split your chest cavity, crack your chest cavity open, and they pull out your good organs and they take your lungs. And then you get to the funeral home and then they stab that thing in your neck and suck all your blood out and they cycle formaldehyde into your body and you get cold. Some of these niggas think that's a reversible condition. They think they could do all of that, go through the coroner, go from the funeral home to the grave, get in the grave, and maybe there's an out. Or maybe life may seem too bad for some that they just want to die. But when we get an anointing to talk to these young people where they are, family, see, and it's a gift to be able to do that. Because it's a gift to come and present death. I don't know if y'all understand it or not, but it's a gift to be able to present death to these young people and show them the reality of death, the finality of death. Of course, 60% of them gonna say, I don't believe you. Some of them might even say, I don't give a fuck, kill me. But we also gotta tell these young niggas, okay, kill you, but over what? You gonna die over a nigga that probably would abandon you in a gunfight? You know what I mean? You gonna die over a nigga that probably would snitch on you if the police knocked on both of y'all door? I told the brothers months ago about the history of the Bloods and Crips in California. And I said to them, most of you young niggas today that are Bloods or Crips, if you knew about the origin of the Bloods and Crips, you wouldn't defend it. Because you're so much heavy into Bloods or you so heavy into Crips that you won't see the fact that you used to be the same goddamn thing. And what are you fighting and killing for today when the origin of your group didn't propagate that? There's many of these young people in the hoods, man, that wouldn't even fight for the OGs that started these gangs. Some of these cats wouldn't like them. But yet here you are, 50 years removed from the origin of some of these gangs. It's 60 years in some cases. Some of these gangs damn near 70 goddamn years old. And these Negroes are still doing this mistake. Let's close with this one. Tekashi 6ix9ine and those Bloods. Y'all gonna tell me that's not a microcosm of the macro? Y'all gonna tell me Tekashi is the only full of shit rapper out here? Y'all gonna tell me that the Bloods their situation with Tekashi is unique. They won't throw your motherfucking ass down and cause the whole thing to go to shit. How many of y'all believe Tekashi was a real gangster? Some of y'all did. Most of y'all did. But I said, when the reality and the finality comes, either prison, death, or being maimed real goddamn bad, and or losing yourself in all of this shit, when all of that becomes a reality to these people, and us as older brothers and sisters get an anointing to tell our family that, tell these young brothers and sisters that, then we'll see a change. We're going to see that 60% that would normally say, fuck that. We're going to see it whittle down to 30 and down to 10 and down to, damn near non-existent. But our people, some of our people, are scared as a motherfucker, family. Some of them are scared as a motherfucker night train to go out in these neighborhoods and tell one of these young brothers, look here, man. Brother, look at yourself. What are you going to be like in a year? Not even 5 or 10, but a year. Look at you. You're falling down drunk. Look at you. You got a pocket full of pills and you're not even sick. Look at you. You got a gun and you got a half a magazine full of bullets. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of how stupid this shit is. Now, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, stop self snitching. Please, will you stop self snitching? If somebody tell you to sit your ass down and to think about your own words, y'all listen. Sit and think about your own words. I bet you Takashi, if he could come right now and make a video and be free to tell y'all, I bet you Takashi will tell you, Michael is absolutely right. And I wish I had somebody to tell me this shit before I dyed my hair rainbow and went out like Willie Lump Lump. Look at my fucking life. Huh? Many of y'all, many of y'all would do good if you had somebody to come and tell you. But who will? Stop fooling yourselves. Peace.